Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Megan.
Good morning.
Money Talk, no, Money Tip Tuesday. I think I call it Money Talk Tuesday sometimes anyway. I'm all over the place. So, this is what still bothers me, and we're going to talk about it today. And I know you have experience with this as well. Why do you, the people who are listening, live or on replay, not charge enough money to make a profit? Or the way I was going to word it is, why are you not charging enough money to make a living when you work so hard? There's so much mindset and mental blocks around this, Megan, that I just wanted to dive in, because I'll start out by saying I find it fascinating when the negative Nellies of the world, and I'm just going to say it, sorry if your name is Nellie, it could be negative Nancy's, say that, oh, she's just trying to, make money and she doesn't care about people, or she's just trying to sell things, or like where they're trying to take the authentic nature of what you do. And I don't care if you're an interior designer, coach, or consultant. If you are truly working hard at your passion and you're charging appropriately for it, one of the things that stop people from charging their worth and making a profit and making a living is those negative people who tend to put in their ear that they may be one of those people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they could be that negative person. It's coming from inside the house.
Exactly. You know what? And I see this all the time where people, don't go with that person because they just trying to make money, or don't go, like, as if they're not working their ass off trying to do exactly what they do best.
Yeah.
So I think that, why do you, the people watching, often not charge your worth, not charge enough to make a profit, not make a living? It could be one of the reasons, could be that you're worried about those negative people who might talk and say, oh, she's just charges so much, like she's out of her league, or that she's not really, or he not doing what they're supposed to be doing for that money.
Yeah, and like let's think about this, right? Like let's look at a generic example of people who make a ton of money, athletes, right? $35 million contract, blah, 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 something. Nobody is going around and saying, are they working hard enough for that?
Yeah, well, no, some people do say that, but
yes, but like, look at the amount of money that they're making for the program. Look at right? I mean, there's reasoning behind this, and those people aren't saying like, oh, you're right. I'm gonna step out of this contract and go back down to like $250,000.
You're right, because there's such negativity sometimes about what there's this group of people in the world that if someone is making a good living, they somehow make it a negative. They think they're all that they can charge that much, right? Or they're not really providing enough value for that amount of money. Like, they're judging the people who are actually charging appropriately and making money.
And here's the thing about that, though. Are they really judging them, or are they judging themselves? Are they just jealous? And there's a lot of mental shit that goes along with that. Like, I've had these beliefs of it has to be hard. That was one that when I found it, I was like, whoa. Yes. It has to be hard. I have to work hard for my money.
And you know what? I condone work. I work hard to make sure that my clients make the money back. But you can't change if they do what I say, and all kinds of things fall into place. Like, there's so many criteria to this. But the first one is trusting yourself to do the hard work, but it doesn't have to be, what is it? What's that saying? It's hard, but it's not difficult. Or it's difficult, but it's not hard. What is that saying?
I'm not sure, but I think it's the difference between drudgery. Like, I got to go dig this ditch in the freezing rain and cold for 18 hours a day versus, yeah, you know what? I get to go do this thing that I really love doing. I'm going to do it for 18 hours a day, but that 18 hours is going to fly by because this is what I love to do. And I'm not doing 18 hours every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Big difference.
But why do people not charge enough to make a profit, or not charge their worth, or not charge enough to make a living? One reason is definitely worried about the critique of others who aren't making enough money themselves, and they're deciding to criticize those who are actually providing tremendous value and making a living. So number one, negative Nellies, just knock them out of your life and don't pay attention to when they're throwing stones, because it's really their own issue.
Yeah. Who do you think you are? Let me tell you who I think I am.
Right. Exactly. Stand in your worth and your power and say, you know what? I'm providing tremendous value to my clients, no matter what you do for a living. If you're providing value to your clients, there's a worth to that, and you deserve to be able to pay your bills, make a living, go on vacation, pay for your children's college, not struggle with money, because you have value that you're giving to another person, and that is worth something that you are allowed to charge enough to make a profit. And there's constant pushback. Well, what are people going to think of them is one thing. The second thing is, will people actually pay that? Now, that is a valid question, right?
Can I ask a chicken or egg question here?
Sure.
Right? Like, it's one thing to nervously ask for that higher price that first time. Right? Like, it's not like this discussion here is going to give you all the confidence and the answers in the world for you to go out there and charge 3 times what you're charging right now. Right? The confidence doesn't come first.
Nope.
The bravery comes first.
Well, it kind of comes simultaneously.
Okay, talk about that.
One of my clients said to me yesterday via Voxer, because all my clients get walkie-talkie access to me. And she said, I looked at some, this happened to be an interior designer. I looked at some designers in my area, and they're charging so much more than me. How come in our first meeting, which I am known for, oh, it says Facebook stopped our broadcast.
It says live on my side.
Interesting. I just got a notice. Oops, Facebook stopped your broadcast. You can learn about their something here. Interesting. Okay, let me just check to make sure.
Yeah, let me head on over there.
It looks like one person is at least still here, but that could be a faux pas. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I want to see if we're still live here. I think we're still live. Okay, I think we're still live. So I don't know what this little message is talking about. So she messaged me, my client messaged me and said, why aren't I charging more money? Why in our first session did you not tell me to charge more when I'm so underpriced in my area? And it was funny because I know exactly why I didn't tell her yet. Oh, thanks, Kat. She said she could still hear us.
Excellent.
The reason why I didn't tell her to up her prices yet is because I know that she's not ready to deliver that new price point to her clients and be confident in her process and in the wording and in her presentation. And I need another session with her in order to fine tune her delivery skills and see how she delivers it. Because as a body language trainer, it just comes natural to me. If I see someone in a session with me on Zoom, I can tell, do not raise their prices yet. They're not confident enough to deliver that new price. I'm not even sure they're confident enough to deliver the price they're currently charging, but I'm going to work on that really fast. And as soon as I can work with someone to charge more of their worth so that they're making a living and making a profit, I adjust them. But you have to be ready. So to me, you can work on knowledge and education in order to get that confidence up to deliver a higher price. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is a chicken and egg situation in a way, because as soon as I tell her to up her prices and I've taught her how to deliver and the script I use to sell someone into your services, then the first time it actually sells, that's when I get my clients. The first time they sell a higher price, they're like, oh my God, I did it. And it worked. And they didn't even push back. And I'm like, correct, because you're valuable and what you're giving them is valuable. The service you provide is valuable. And now you're able to, the words and how to deliver that message. So it's, why don't you charge your worth and make a profit? You worry about what other people think. You worry about whether people are going to be willing to pay what you're charging. And that's a value issue. You have to be able to relay your value very confidently in order for someone to go, yep, I want that person. It's literally, they laugh at me because I go, just look them in the eye and go, you know why? Because I'm worth it. I'm really good at what I do. And everyone goes, I can't say that. I'm like, oh no, you can. I say it all the time. Try it. And when they try it, they're like, oh my God. Because what is that saying? Like if I say to you, Megan, you need to hire me. And I'm not saying this to you because you're good, but you need to hire me because you need to charge more. You need to create packages that people really want. And I know together we can get you there. And then we're going to raise your prices and you're going to be profitable. And you're going, oh my, Nancy, I can't really afford you right now. And just say, listen, I get it. It's your money, but I'm worth it because I know I can change the face of your business and I know I can change your profitability. Like that confidence, like, don't you want to hire me right now?
It's like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh, finally this rock I can lean on. I've been searching and searching.
We're taught to shrink. We're taught to shrink. We're taught to shrink and not, say what we can actually do for people because we're taught from an early age, don't brag. But it's not really bragging if you are just showing people what you can do for them. If they don't know you can help them. So as an interior designer, if your next door neighbor doesn't know you're an interior designer or the people down the block who need an interior designer, who are you doing an injustice to, right? And if you're not charging enough that you don't have to take 15 clients at a time, that you can actually take 5 and service them really well, right? And that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry, if you've got 15, 20, 25 clients at times, and they're all those annoying clients who just nitpick you and you're just servicing them.
I'm tired just thinking.
Oh my God. It's like everyone's exhausted. It's like, it's okay to have less clients and make a bigger profit and actually be able to afford your life or for the pleasures in life. That's okay too. Like everyone looks down, not everyone, a lot of people, see, I try to watch my own words. A lot of people look down at people who are living a nice life, like they must be a shyster. And it's crazy. These are people who have like knowledge and energy that they're giving to other people with what they do best, yet there are people judging them. So listen, I'm just here to say, why not charge? Why do you not charge enough? It could be because you're worried about what other people think. It could be that you don't value yourself enough yet. It's that your process in your company you don't feel is detailed enough to make it a higher value. You worry that, well, no one's going to pay that. And guess what? I will tell you, people will pay it once you're providing the level of service that matches the dollar amount. And it's okay not to be working 18 hours a day, every single day. There is no award for that besides exhaustion, burnout, and sickness. Over time, you just can't do that. And trust me, I've been there. I'm a workaholic. So I have to purposely try not to work because I could work all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you must see this all the time that people aren't charging their worth. What? Any other reasons you can think of besides caring what other people think, not having the confidence to charge their worth, thinking people aren't going to pay it? Like, what do you see?
Yeah, the external and internal, it's some people just didn't even know that was a possibility. Like it never occurred to them that they could charge more because, for example, this one gal, she was $75 an hour. It just didn't occur to her because at her last job, she was making $25 an hour. Why can't this business work at $75 an hour?
Yeah.
Because that's not how business works.
Right. And it goes back to why are you working so hard if you're not going to make a profit?
Yeah.
Like, unless that's just what you want to do. And I'm actually okay with that. If it's a hobby and you just enjoy it and it keeps your life full and happy and you know you're not making a ton of money, but you're just breaking even and that's okay with you, then that's okay with me too. I'm not here to judge what each person is making. But if you're out there and you want to make more money and you're stuck in one of these, I'm going to be judged by my family if I raise my prices. And my husband, and I heard this, it's not every husband, but one husband said, who would pay you that much money to do with that? right? Because he did something different and he doesn't get it. Right. And yes, you'll run into a potential client here and there that says, I'm not paying that. That's ridiculous. Okay. And you move on to the person who will value the level of service you provide and what you can do for somebody. So it's really, you know me, it's a pet peeve of mine when someone's not charging their worth, man or woman alike. And it's more prevalent with women because that's how we're raised, to always shrink and be small and not stand in our power. And we're used to that traditional world of you work for someone 9 to 5, you get a salary, you go home, and you don't have to worry about anything. But here in my groups where we're streaming today, we're entrepreneurs, right? And the fact that we're entrepreneurs mean we're cut from a different mold. We have the desire to run our own lives and to make a living and provide for ourselves and not have to punch a clock 9 to 5. And if you're going to choose to do that, you have to also choose to find your path to charging your worth and making a profit. Otherwise, you're just stuck in 10, 20, 30 years. I've seen 30 years, people haven't made a profit for 30 years. And they just come to me now. And I'm so glad they do, because it's so sad to me. But, they've enjoyed the journey. So if you're enjoying the journey, that's good too. But I just want everyone to know that you can charge your value. You don't have to have a million clients to make a living. You don't have to be scraping hitting the pavement every single day to exhaustion in order to make money. Do you have to work hard? Yes. Do you have to have a good service model? Yes. But then you can actually charge your worth, and less clients equal more money is always the goal. So that's my little rant for today.
I like it.
And what's funny is that rant came from a completely different book that I was reading, but that's what came to my head. What are people struggling with? Charging.
External fear, internal worthiness.
Yeah, that's really basically those two, and all the branches of the trees that come out of those two things.
Yeah.
So, all right. So tell everyone what you have going on. You're my virtual CFO, and you could be everyone else's too. So tell me.
Oh boy. I love starting with a financial forecast or a cash forecast, because that's where the comfort level lies, in knowing what your cash balance is going to be for the next 6 months. And so if you want to learn more about that, you can hook up with me over at megandahle.com, hop on my calendar, and we can get you a lot of peace and security around your cash, so you can go worry about the things that actually need worry, which is not your cash.
It's not the cash. Exactly. And if you're struggling to grow your business, you don't know what to do with your marketing, your sales, your confidence. If you're listening to other people in your ear saying you can't raise your prices, nobody charges that. Get on my calendar, because I'll check the logic. They might be right. I'm the first one. I will not raise people's prices if they don't need to be raised. But sometimes you just need that outside person, right? My clients are like, you're on my shoulder. You're like my mom for work. All these different things that people call me. I like to call myself your business partner, right? Once you're my client, I'm like your business partner. I think about your business. I help you make good decisions. I give you the path, and I teach you what you need to know to be the CEO of your own business and to grow it in the way you want, not the way someone else is doing it, but the way you want. So, all right. So you guys know how to get me, nancyganzacoffer.com. And that's it today for Money Tip Tuesday. So if you are watching live, please just say what you thought of this broadcast. Hopefully we spoke directly to some of you. And if you're watching on replay, put hashtag replay and let us know if we hit a nerve with you, and if you need any help and any other questions you have about money, because that's what gives us the topics for next week and the week after that and after that and after that. Okay?
Love it.
All right, everyone. Go have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.